What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video we are going to just talk about a few coins that I do believe is going to absolutely pop off, and if you are interested in getting all of these trades, make sure you stick around to the end of this video. But before I get into it, these coins are going to be based on this post right here on my Twitter. So if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, make sure you do so. This is where you're not only going to get access to all of these questions that I'm asking, but any coins that I might be looking at as well before I post them on YouTube, because contrary to popular belief, it does take a little while to make a YouTube video. So if you want to just get the latest market updates, make sure you follow me on my Twitter. But right before I get into any of these coins over here, we are going to talk about one coin in particular that I am looking at, and that is going to be RSR. Now, if you look on the daily chart, this is looking absolutely bullish. Now, in the private Discord group, I used to call this coin CHZ, and I called that once it broke this major resistance at, I believe, 0.33 or 0.28. I believe it was 0.28. So once you broke above this major resistance, then you would go absolutely parabolic. And in this case, you have actually hit all of the take profit targets for CHZ. And if you're in the private Discord group, that is going to be a banger trade. But for now, you are going to want to pay attention to RSR, because I do believe that once this pops, this is going to go absolutely straight up, right? As you can see, I've already posted this on my Twitter. So again, just follow my Twitter if you haven't already. Right now, you are getting the video. But anyways, let's discuss this. So this is looking like a very similar setup to CHZ, wherein if you take a look on the daily chart, I just want you to pay attention to all of these areas right here. Notice how many times, hold on, let me zoom in. So just notice how many times the price found some sort of support or resistance on this level right here. And that is why I call it a major level of, like just a key level, right? And at the moment, that level is going to fall somewhere below, 0.042. And I do believe that, as you can see right now, once we broke through that, we are going absolutely straight up. So you guys are not going to be too late on this trade yet, because if you just mark down this level right here, let me just mark it down for you guys. So that level is going to be 0.04467. So once you do break above this level, that is going to be your second trade entry. And I do believe the take profit target for this trade is going to be coming somewhere about 0.047554, right? 0.054-ish. Oops, I did not mean to move that. 0.06, 6692, 7311, 8021, 8978, and about 0.1. So I do believe this is absolutely a very realistic price target, and if you do hit all of these take profit targets, that is going to be about 2.5x. And again, if you do want early access to all of these trades, you might want to consider joining the private Discord group. Not saying it's necessary, because I'm still going to post them on YouTube, but I'm just saying. Anyways, just like with this trade, when I say buy the break of that level, what you want to do is you want to buy the breakout of that level. So as you are breaking above that level, you can buy along with the breakout, or just buy right before the breakout, or you can buy a bullish retest of that level, either of which is going to give you a very safe area for you to set a stop loss at, which is just right below that level, or look for a previous swing low, for example over here, to set your stop loss. So as you are going up, you are going to want to take your profits on the way up, right? Just this trade and every other trade that I'm going to give you, you want to take your profit on the way up, right? So don't wait for the profit to go all the way up here and then come back down to stop you out. That's not going to be something that you want to happen to you. At least in my personal experience, I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So on the way up, just take your profit, take some off here, take some off here, take some off here, you get the point. So as you're going up, secure the profits and cycle it into other coins, and that is how you grow your account to be very large. So this is just going to be a personal pick. There was another pick that I did yesterday, and that's going to be Bake. Make sure you pay attention to this one, because I do believe that is absolutely about to pop off. If you haven't already watched the video that I posted yesterday about Solana, make sure you check it out. I go in depth into why I think Bake is going to absolutely take off. So do not miss this one. Now, the next bonus trade that I'm going to give you before I start getting into the Twitter ones is going to be Litecoin. Now, this one in particular is very interesting, because if you go onto the Bitcoin chart against Litecoin against Bitcoin, and let's say we go onto maybe the monthly chart, you can see that, wow, right, look at this. Litecoin is literally at all-time lows against Bitcoin. And that means that, if you do fall below here, then it's going to be a very easy, stop loss that you're going to set, or otherwise you're absolutely going to take off. So make sure you watch this coin. I am going to make an analysis on this coin right after this video, but just bringing this to your attention. If you want to catch that video, make sure you turn on the notification bell and make sure you subscribe. I will post this right after this video. If not the latest, I will post it, the day after. But for now, let us dive into the coins that you guys recommended. So I've been seeing Compound pop up a lot, right? And this is a coin that I actually called in the private Discord group as well. In fact, I called it on my YouTube channel as well. I was telling you guys, hey, don't sleep on Compound because you have a very extended period of consolidation right here. And I was telling you guys, right, go buy Compound, and at the moment it is taking off. I do hope that some of you at least got into Compound, and for those of you who got into Compound, just drop a comment section below and, maybe just comment down comp, right? So I know who are the ones who were patient enough to let this trade start running, because a lot of the time, like, beginners really struggle with the concept of time, right? They don't know how long a trade is supposed to take. And, this is going to be a bonus little tidbit of information that, you are going to get in my channel, right? As the OG viewers would know that I always like to share a lot of educational content rather than just giving you guys trades. So on the topic of time, right, it's something that a lot of people are confused about. And I would say it depends on what kind of a time frame are you looking at. All right, obviously something that a trade that you take on the 15-minute time frame is obviously not going to take as long as something that you take on, let's say, the daily chart. And I don't know if you notice, but a lot of the trades that I do call is on the daily chart, or at least the 4 hourly, right? Heck, even sometimes I call trades on the weekly chart. And for those trades, you actually want to wait quite a bit of time. For example, not Litecoin. I'm going to go into Loop Ring. And I feel like this example is a very good example because I called this trade a month ago, right? And I don't know how many of you stuck through with this trade, but I was saying that this was looking absolutely bullish on the weekly chart. And because of that, I was sitting on LRC for over a month. And look at where we are right now. We got into LRC at about 0.37, right? And at least that is where I called it in my private Discord group. And at the moment, we are over 2x on that entry, right? 3x even, right? So a lot of the people might have given up like somewhere in the middle. So for example, if I go back onto the daily chart, you can see that there was a period of time where absolutely nothing was happening, right? I think we got into it at the beginning of September, right? That was when I called it. I was saying that, hey, you have a very big cup and handle on the weekly chart. And if you take a look on the daily, this is looking absolutely bullish, but this is when I called it, right over here. And as you can see, for a period of between, of 3 weeks, sort of almost 3 weeks, it did absolutely nothing. And I don't know how many of you stuck through it, but this is just a good example of to illustrate how trades taken on the weekly chart or the daily chart oftentimes requires more time, right? For example, you would at least need to wait 1 to 2 months for this. I was already calling it back then that, let this trade play out, right? It does need a little bit of time to play out because this is a pattern happening on the weekly chart or at least on the daily chart. So they are not always going to be, like this, right? In fact, if anything, I was expecting to sit in Loop Ring for about 3 to 6 months. But obviously right now we are hitting a lot of the profit targets that I set out before. So just as a general rule of thumb, if you see something that is being called on the daily chart, for example, now let me go back to Compound and try to illustrate this for you. So if you take a look at the daily chart, how this pattern right here was formed on the daily chart. If you take your profit too soon, maybe you take it over here, then you would be missing out on all of these right here, right? So whenever I call something on the daily chart, expect it to take like a week, couple of weeks, maybe even a month for it to play out. And you just got to be patient. And a lot of the time, you'll find that if you take your profit too early, you might miss out on a significant portion of the move. Like, sure, you can make good money catching 10% moves, 15% moves, but if you ever want to build one of those 10x coins, right? For example, if I want to build a 60% position, because my entry for Compound is at about $300. That is the price that I called it in the private Discord group as well. So, if you just want to get access to all the trades and exactly what price point I am entering those trades at, make sure you check out the private Discord group. Link will be in the description below. But otherwise, if you want to catch these, 60%, 100%, 200% moves, then you just got to be patient, right? We are framing this trade on the daily chart. Now, I don't know about you, but this looks absolutely bullish, right? I do think something like this is going to happen. So in order for all of this to happen, you got to give it a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months. And that's just the fact of it, right? But if you are taking the trade on, let's say, the 15-minute, maybe right now I see this consolidation pattern and I buy the breakout of this consolidation pattern, then my take profit is going to be 374. And the way that I arrive at that conclusion is because 374 is a daily key level, right? It's a key level on the daily chart. And the way I stumbled upon that conclusion is take a look on this level right here on the daily chart. Look at how many times price tended to find some kind of reaction on this level. And not only that, it is a previous daily swing high over here. So if you were day trading, I would go on to the 15-minute, I would draw this pattern out, and I'm not going to be too fussy about trying to catch the majority of the move, because right now I'm framing this trade on the 15-minute. I'm not trying to catch like a swing trade. Whereas if I do call something on the daily chart, more often than not, it's going to be a midterm trade or at least a short-term trade. So for you, if you were taking a trade on the 15-minute, do something like this, right? Set your stop loss below this level, and this is going to be your take profit level, something like that. Once it hits this level, you're out. Just to give you guys an example. In fact, this trade looks so good that I'm actually going to call it in my my private group, and I will actually take this trade as well, because this is just a very easy sort of pattern to take, as you can see right now. And again, if you just want all of these trades as well as the educational content where you learn everything that works and discard 90% of the things that don't work, then this is going to be the place for you. But otherwise, I think that we actually absolutely got sidetracked off of compound. So let's talk about compound. Let's actually talk about compound now. So compound, it is actually looking really bullish in the sense that you are getting a rounded bottom formation right here. So I do expect compound to at least go to $500. As for the trade that you want to take, you want to mark out this level right here at $374. And as you are breaking out of that level, you are going to want to take a breakout trade or a bullish retest of that level. The take profit target for that trade is going to be at 432 and 500, right? 510-ish. Right, I do believe that this level is going to be hit because, this is the start of a parabola. And for those of you who don't know what is a parabola, this is probably going to be base 2. And then you're probably going to get base 3, base 4. And base 4 is probably going to take you out above $1,000. I do think that is a very, very likely scenario for compound. In fact, this entire thing right here is just looking incredibly bullish. And if you want further confirmation about how this will go, you could actually take a look at, for example, LRC, right? LRC, you sort of got, this is obviously more bullish than compound, but you get the idea, right? Rounded bottoms pays the bills. In fact, if you want a full trading video about rounded bottoms and how to take advantage of rounded bottoms, and basically a step-by-step guide on, how to trade, like it's a trading strategy that I use for swing trading, then I'm going to link a video on the top right-hand corner. That is going to be a very good video that I highly recommend you watch. That is how you are able to take advantage of these rounded bottoms that go absolutely parabolic. So the take profit targets, if you were to get this breakout above 374, make sure you take your profit at 374, 432, 510, 574, 679, 829, and just to mark out the all-time high take profit levels, I'm going to draw a Fibonacci from that swing top over to this swing low right there, and let's mark it out on the chart, and that is going to be at about these levels right there. So I do believe that the target, like the measured move of this rounded bottom breakout, is going to be somewhere at about 1,350, but otherwise I'm just going to read them out to you guys because I know some of you cannot see these levels. So the take profit levels for after all-time highs, I do believe the top is going to come in somewhere between $1,200 to about $1,350. So make sure you mark down this block right here as potentially the top, like a local top, right, before a retracement, before moving onwards. So the take profit targets is going to be 985, 1100, 1190, 1300, and about 1500. So that is going to be compound, looking absolutely bullish. And if this takes off, I do believe that this has room to take off. Like, just look at the previous rounded bottom, right? You got this rounded bottom and look at how far it extended above, right? At the moment, you are getting this sort of pattern right here. So only time will know, only time will tell how far this is going to extend. But this has happened before, and it will happen again, I do believe. So anyways, talking about compound, we might as well talk about Aave as well, since it is another DeFi coin, and DeFi usually likes to, wow, that is amazing. Wow, look at that wick. Ooh, man, that is interesting. That is very interesting. So Aave is definitely looking a little bit different from compound. If anything, this is not looking the most bullish, but before we even start anything, let's remove everything and let's see if I can figure out any trades that we could potentially take on Aave. At the very least, I wouldn't be so quick as to buy Aave like right where it is right now. Right now, if you like, this is what you're seeing right now is me going through a chart in real time, and you can see that the first thing I do is I always zoom out to the daily chart, and I try to mark out the key levels on the daily chart, because that is very important. A lot of beginners tend to struggle with take profits and taking trades in absolutely like in the middle of nowhere. And something that is going to help a lot of beginners, or just anyone in general, get better trades is going to be marking out levels on the daily chart, because daily levels are, it's the daily chart's a pretty high, it's a pretty high time frame, and anything that happens, right, any key levels on the daily chart tend to be respected, right? So mark my words. In fact, we did just get some kind of a rejection at this daily level right here at $340. And the way that you are, like, even if you're a day trader or a scalper, whatever, like, always base your trades off of a higher time frame. So for example, if I was trading on a 15-minute, I might use, let's say, the 4-hourly, and I will go through the 4-hourly chart and I will try to mark out some key levels. Right now, you're getting a full-on trading education right here, so make sure you pay attention. So let's say I was trading on the 15-minute, right? Maybe on the 30-minute. So what I would do is I would go on a higher time frame and I will mark out key levels, right? Areas where price always tended to find some kind of a reaction at. So once I mark that out, then I can base my trades off of there. So for example, if I wanted to take a short, I would wait until the price went to a key level before I opened the short. So for example, I will base my trade something like this, right? I'll take a short there, I'll place my stop loss somewhere over there, and then I'll place my take profit target maybe somewhere over there, right? That's just an example. Something that a lot of people struggle with is they go into the 15-minute and they're like, we got something here, and let's go for the trade. That's, from experience, I can say that oftentimes doesn't work out very well. So that's just going to be an example, right? So if you're taking a trade on maybe the 1 hourly, mark out your daily levels and base your trades off of there. So for now, if you guys appreciate this kind of educational content, make sure you drop a comment down below and let me know if this is something you appreciate, or would you rather just watch me get on with the trades. And of course, just to show that you find this kind of video enjoyable, make sure you drop a like button down below. It's a really small gesture, but it really helps me a lot. So let's get into the trade now. You're going to want to mark out this level at 324, and you want to buy the breakout of this level, and the take profit target is going to be at about 342, 374, 413, 470-ish, right? 470, 532, and 600, right? 600 give or take. So expect, like, if you want this trade to play out all the way to this profit target, expect it to take like 2 to 3 months, right? Unless DeFi perp absolutely pops off, then that's going to be a different story. In fact, I do believe the DeFi perp is actually about to pop off. Right now, it's sitting at this major resistance right here, right? Again, this is all levels that I marked out from the daily chart. So just like CHZ, just like RSR, once you break above this level, there is a chance that DeFi perp could absolutely go for a parabolic run. Not saying it's going to happen, but if it does happen, well, you guys are going to be prepared for it. So let's see if I can do one last coin, because otherwise this video is going to be going absolutely like probably half an hour at this point. Yeah, so this guy knows what's up, right? LRC. I called this way in advance. So this guy has been commenting on my tweets for like a lot of the time, right? He just wants to see something about Digibytes. So let's take a look at Digibytes, right? Just to say, ooh, this looks interesting, because this is a rounded bottom as well. And if you watch my videos, you know that I always say that rounded bottoms pays the bills. So let's try to see if I can come up with a trade on this coin that would be absolutely like just a banger for you guys. And again, if you want to participate in, like, that guy, Rappers, has been commenting on every single tweet, like multiple times, trying to get me to do an analysis on Digibyte. So, well, I hope you are happy, Rappers. And for those of you who want to participate in this, make sure you follow me on my Twitter so that you know when is the next time that I'm going to be posting a tweet like this, and yeah, you will be able to participate. For now though, just like every other trade, I'm going to want to mark out some key levels on the daily chart first before I start anything. So doing so will give me sort of a understanding of where should I be basing my trades at. So preferably, we would have wanted to buy a breakout of this level right here at 0.05145, because this is sort of a level that it has struggled to break out of, and you can think of it as the price forming a range over there. And every time you see price form a range, basically like it's hovering between two levels for an extended period of time, that is called a range. Now, again, let me know if this kind of educational content is something you appreciate, but otherwise, this right here, right? Once you get a range forming, I want you to imagine it this way, right? A lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to be like, oh, this is resistance, so let's go short. Oh, this is support, so let's go long. And if they do that, then I want you to sort of like, think of it this way, right? See if you agree with me. Once everyone goes short at this level, where would they realistically set their stop loss? I would assume somewhere below, somewhere above this level, or somewhere maybe above this level. And if they were going to go long here, where would they set their stop loss? Presumably somewhere below here. So once you get a range formation, you always, like, the move out of the range is going to be oftentimes very explosive. Like just like this right here. This wick right here is because it was taking out all of these stop losses of these shorts, right? And that's why you see this kind of an explosive move, and then it just chills back down, right? And look where it chills back to, right? The breakout level. So if you ever get a range formation, I do not want you to trade any ranges, because as a trader, right, in fact, right here, I can give you another example, right? So this was going to be your range right here. This is your range. And look at how the price went down to take out all the stop losses right below here, before ultimately moving up to take out all the stop losses above here. And that's how I want you to think of the markets, right? As just a big game of liquidity, right? I want you to look at the charts and try to imagine where is the next point of highest liquidity. So in this case, it's going to be somewhere about here, right? Because whenever you get equal tops right here, like look at all of these, look at all these here, everyone's going to be going short around here. And that's why you have a buildup of liquidity above this level. And that is why the market makers know that. And that's why they are very likely going to push the price just a tiny bit above this level and then dump it back down, right? People are going to be looking at this like, oh, it's going to break this level. It's going to, like, up only. It's going to pop. It's going to 2x. It's going to 3x. And that is where they get trapped. They are going to go long over here. Market makers going to dump it down before ultimately pumping it back up. That is, like, look back at every single chart, not just crypto. Look at stocks, look at Forex. You know, it always plays out the same way. You take out the liquidity, you go take out liquidity, and then you move to the next zone of high liquidity. This right here is a full-on trading education right here. And yeah, this is going to be something that you are going to get in your private Discord group, although I am sharing it all with you right now. So you don't really even need to go into the private Discord group. So back to the trade. You're going to want to mark down this level at 0.062. And in the event that you do get a breakout, I do believe the take profit target is going to fall somewhere around 0.078. Right, so buy the breakout of this level, and I don't know about you, but this trade is going to net about 20%, in fact 26%. And if I were you, I'd be happy taking that kind of a trade all day. So the take profit levels for this trade, like, in order to hit 0.078, it's probably just going to take a few days, maybe a couple of weeks at most. But in order for you to hit the highest, take profit levels, it's going to take, a couple of months, right? You got to imagine it this way, right? If, let's say, I just draw this on the daily chart, right? And maybe the rounded bottom parabola does something like this, right? Just as an example, right? I'm just drawing it out. I'm just projecting it for you. You can see the date right down here is 12th of April. So that is going to take about 6 months for you to hit 200%. And if you want these kinds of gains, you got to be patient, right? You just got to be patient. Oftentimes in bull markets, like really good bull markets, which I do believe that we are just starting a very good bull market, mid-term holders and long-term holders are going to profit the most, because they are able to capture the majority of the move, compared to a day trader that is just trying to scope out like 3%, 5%, 10% at most. You are going to be catching like 100, 200, 300, 400, 1,000%, right? Like, yeah, a lot of people get turned off by swing trading, but in fact, that is just so much easier, right? You don't have to check the charts every day. You check it twice a day, once when you wake up, another time during the day, and you just reevaluate your positions like twice a day. It doesn't take much time. You place a trade, you wait a couple months, 3 months, 6 months, and you're going to get massive, massive gains. And over time, those gains are going to add up, because remember that your account is compounding, right? In the beginning, a lot of traders, right, they give up. I want you to imagine your trading account says something like this, right? Many people give up at this stage right here because nothing is happening, right? For the first few months of your trading career, while you are learning how to trade and getting the grasp of things, your account is going to look something like this. But once you start getting the hang of it, it's going to start to go parabolic. And I just urge you, right, if you are considering trading, or you just you're interested in this field, not to give up when you are at this point, because honestly, I can say that trading is one of the things that it's just one of the best things you can do. You don't need to go to an office. You can work anywhere with a Wi-Fi connection, you can just trade on your laptop as I do. And, you know, with trading, once you get the hang of it, like the market is very fractal. That's what I can say, right? If you go backtest any chart, and backtest basically just means like you click on this button right here, bar replay, and you go to a point in like, just go like a year or two in advance, in the past. And if you just play out the markets, like using the bar replay mode, you'll find that a lot of the patterns in the markets just repeat itself and repeats itself and repeats itself. So once you understand like the patterns of the market, it becomes very clockwork, right? A lot of people have the misconception. They're like, oh, trading is you place buys here, like buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, right? I have 6 monitors going on. I'm looking at this. Oh, buy that, sell that, buy that, sell that. It's a lot more boring than that. I can tell you that much. Like, I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So yeah, just don't give up at this point, right? Trading is a business where pretty much 90% of the people in trading are losing money. And if you think about it that way, like it does take time for you to get the hang of things, right? You don't just, like, if everyone could just come into this game and just start reaping massive gains, then like it wouldn't be worthwhile, right? In order for you to have, you know, good winnings and have an easy time doing so, you are going to need losers in the market. And that's why it's, you know, important that you do get good at this, so that you can take advantage of the other 90% of the people that are losing, and, you know, you can take their money. Because that's the fact of trading. That is the reality of trading. You're taking other people's money and other people are taking your money. But at the moment, in order to figure out the all-time high take profit levels for this trade, I'm going to draw a fib from that swing top to that swing low, and I'm going to mark out some levels, and this is probably going to be the final trade that I'm going to share. Otherwise, this video is really going to go like half an hour long. I don't think people are going to appreciate that. But anyways, the take profit levels, like every take profit level, is going to be at 0.0781, 9542, 12, right, 0.12, 0.155, 0.2, 0.215, 0.24, 0.27, and 0.325. Now, if this kind of trading knowledge is something that you are interested in, or maybe you just find valuable, make sure you check out the private Discord group. That is where you are going to be able to speak directly to me if you do need any help. I'm not sharing this. You don't even have to go into the private Discord group, because I do share a lot of knowledge just in my YouTube videos. But if this is something you're interested in, go ahead. But for now though, may the gains be with you, my friend, and peace.